You can't go to your parents for career advice. What do they
know?
No
idea. Yeah.
You can't go to your teachers for career advice. Some know, some don't. Limited information here and there.
Yeah.
My name is Shadrach and I am from your former school. You came to us and spoke to us about, academic and everything.
Now, finally, the Flame Mentors. Tell us about it.
So the mentorship that we did was around, and we quickly formed a group. We had a name. It said Flame Mentors. We had a brainstorming session and one of us said, we need something that shows we are lighting up people. We are...
It's a torch.
And we had this baseline that your candle does not go out by lighting
the candle for others.
That was the whole point. So we formed the group called the Flame Mentors, and we have a very powerful tagline: rekindling hope, igniting change.
Yeah, that's great.
So we started as a group of 6. Started with the schools. And everybody could say, well, let's go to my former school first. And then they started doing referrals. There was this group from Equity that, and the manager was on board. He was sending us to schools. Remember also there is an aspect, we need that school account too.
Oh yes. Yeah.
We
it's also a business growth thing.
And we were focusing on the 3 thematic areas: academic excellence, how do you pass exams? Because again, in that time, the education system is pass the grades. So what are the tactics to pass? If I'm struggling in this subject or that subject, what do I do?
What do I do?
I am good in this, but I'm not good in this. What do I do? And you have to, when you speak, we spoke to students, we unearth a lot of things that are happening. Then the next thing is, as I was saying, discipline is very important. So character formation became a very strong pillar that we were speaking to students about. How do you have the right mindset, discipline, values to actually succeed? And finally, and the relationship aspect and peer relationship and peer pressure was coming there, and we were very strong, and our stand was, these things can wait. There is a time for everything, and apparently the time now is for your goals and your objectives and your career. Spend time there and make sure that the 4 years that you're in high school, the outcome is actually favorable, because it sets you apart. The next thing that you do is determined by the result of the KCSE. Like the KCSE certificate determines a lot of things that happen to you after. Yes. So you have to pay attention. And if you have the competence and the capacity to actually pass, do it. So we were identifying the areas that can prevent someone or a student from delivering their potential and telling them, do this, do this, do that. And number 3, which was very important as a pillar, was the career guidance. And I was saying, most of the schools, even from my experience, do not even have an established career office. You can't go to your parents for career advice. What do they know?
Idea. Yeah.
You can't go to your teachers for career advice. Some know, some don't. Limited information here and there. So some people I have heard, they go to their most successful uncle. And if the uncle is a lawyer, do you know what they will say?
Become a lawyer.
I'll
tell them to become a lawyer also.
That is the career
I tried that with my children. They refused. Other than one. We just be a lawyer.
And you have all this misguided, misinformation guidance about careers, because they are on the basis of what would you tell somebody, do this because it is marketable. no one cares about what's your passion. What do you really want to?
Or what's the talent within you?
Yes.
What are you good at?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have a very interesting story that we have somebody we work with at our company. Did very good in high school, got A's. You know the result slip that has
Throughout
Yes.
everything.
And they were also in the equity program. That's
Yeah,
how we
that's
also
top
met.
student.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they, do you know the default course that they do? Medicine. He was in University of Nairobi doing medicine. Anatomy, you know what happens. And he was like, this is not for me.
We were told about it by Dr. Gedenji. The friend they bring for you. Cut
This
here.
is not for me. That is the time they
He
realized,
disappeared.
This is not for. He struggled, conflicted, finished first year, but he did not go back.
And he knew
like,
this is not.
That's enough.
Yeah.
Went back, started applying for colleges outside for scholarship, was never successful in getting a full scholarship because some of them, you know, if you get partial scholarship, it doesn't help you because the amount you need to raise for that
It's
partial.
too much. It's
and,
very
and,
expensive.
And then accommodation and all the
Other expense, flights,
3 years passed, 2 to 3 years passed, still hoping to get, and it was like, I'm interested in knowing how people create these softwares. Joined Moringa School.
What?
And did software engineering for 6 months. He's now our engineering manager at WorkPay.
What?
Yes.
So he never went to university,
Yes.
basically.
Yes. Yeah. So, in terms of career...
But that's how bright bright students fall off. Because he is a top of the cream in performance.
Yes.
But he couldn't get now the way
And
it's
I'm not saying
structured.
medicine is bad, but
No,
who
but,
is getting
but you
it?
know,
Is it
the
your
system does not
passion?
guarantee him
Yes.
another course if he doesn't like that one, which is what he was
The
admitted for.
interfaculty thing, I have had
The
some people
transfers.
have done interfaculty, inter-school. It's very...
But it's very difficult,
Complex.
especially now,
Yeah.
because the demand is high.
And when you have already started on a career, even to shift, it's very complicated.
Yeah.
I have another case of somebody who did law.
Yes.
No disrespect to law, but it is the parent again, sorry, who had said, become a lawyer because
like me.
your uncle is a very successful lawyer. And they did it, and they got to KSL, and they were shown dust by KSL, and they were like, this is not for me.
I don't like this.
Yeah, I just want to become a developer. And they started training themselves. They are now interning at a company as a junior developer.
Yes.
And you can talk about many cases where people are in the wrong careers according to their competencies or their passions.
And the passion. Now, how many have you mentored so far under the Flame? Okay, first of all, tell us how many mentors do you have now under the Flame Mentors program? Those who are, and I know they all volunteer. They don't get any payments from anyone.
So we grew
How
from
many are you?
6 to around 150.
You are 150 now.
Yeah, volunteers. I would say we are not as active as we used to be because we had time then to go to high schools.
You're becoming more and more busy.
Yeah, we had weekends. That is when we were going to schools. Now we are kind of divided into chapters. So what we eventually did is that we found a chapter for Dedan Kimathi University. There was a group there. They organized mentorship around Nyeri, and they go. We have one for Chuka University. They organize mentorships around region. They have a lead person leading them. We have the main one in Nairobi that now starts here and goes for outreach. What we have now is more scaled down mentorships. A few people go. Like that time used to be at the university.
The whole team.
It was also a trip outside Nairobi and experiences and all that. We used to go, sometimes you would be even 40 plus mentors in a single school.
Yeah, I know. You've done that for me several times.
And I think I can summarize the mentorship with one experience that I had. One day I was shopping in a supermarket in my town, Nyahururu, and I'm going picking stuff. You know the way you compare prices. And somebody stops me, a young man, and it's like, Edwin, I cannot say thank you enough. I'm like, wait, who are you?
Who are you first? You have no idea who this man is.
Yeah, and like, my name is Shadrach and I am from your former school. You came to us and spoke to us about, academic and everything. Because of your talk, I worked very hard and I also got an A- of 80. And I'm now pursuing nursing at the University of Nairobi. I'm like, that is it. If I don't do anything else in this life,
yes,
I am successful.
No, you just tell them, if you learn, you teach.
Yeah.
If you get, you give, because that's the only way you pay it forward. Yeah. For those who did it for you, he may not be able to repay you, but he can repay by doing that to other people, and that should be there. So
maybe to also tell you, back to the story of the teacher who wrote.
That one who said, I wish
every parent has a son,
like this one.
Fate was to connect us again.
What was the name of that teacher, by the way? Do you remember?
Gakunga.
Mr. Gakunga.
We are still friends to this day.
Oh, he's still here?
Mr. Gakunga is Alpha's dad. You know Alpha?
Yes.
A small world.
Wow.
So I mentored his
Amazing.
boys. I mentored his 2 boys.
They were younger?
Yes. They are now both advocates of the High Court.
They are advocates?
Yes, all of them.
Amazing.
Yeah. And they joined the program and they continue to give back. So how it works is, I mentor someone.
Yes.
They also mentor. And the chain continues.
Yes.
And
we always say that if you mentor one, and that one mentors 10, and those 10 mentor 10, and that 10 mentor another 10 times 10 times 10, soon you have so many people who have received that benefit, and we make a lot of progress. Amazing. So Mr. Gakunga, eventually his dream became true because he actually got sons like you. That's all I would say. Okay, so anyways, I think we'll have to end here. This story can go on and on. So Edwin, that has been fantastic. But before we end, please give us a parting shot.
I want to appreciate the opportunity to be on the show. I know it has power to transform lives, and appreciate the much that you are doing. Appreciate the fact that you're also my mentor, and we have interactions in other forums, including the mentorship forums. Thank you for this opportunity, and anyone listening to my story. I would say, if you're in business, keep going. Opportunities are everywhere. Do not give up. Be resilient. If you are a student, chase the dream. It is never too late. Keep fighting until you make it. You have to keep up. And thank you for the opportunity again. Peace out.
Has that not been such a fantastic story? I've really enjoyed it. I've also learned a lot also, even in the course of the discussion. And I too hope you have learned a lot, taken the lessons. And I really want to thank Edwin. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you sharing so openly, so wholeheartedly your story with us, your experience with us. I'm sure it's going to bless very, very many people who are watching us. This is the Executive Table with Mary Wamae. Continue watching, and thank you so much for staying with us.